So very warm welcome again. In last lecture, lecture number 3, we discussed various terminologies. Okay, out of them, we discussed only three. That is taking of quantities of surveying, contingency, and lump sum amount. Remaining will be discussed in this lecture. Number 4 is work charge establishment. Okay. During the construction of a project, considerable number of skilled supervisor, work assistant, watchmen, etc. are employed on a temporary basis. The salaries of the person are, are drawn from the lump sum amount allocated towards the work charge establishment, that is establishment which is charged directly to the work as a lump sum amount, that is half to 2% of the estimated cost is provided towards the work charge establishment. Okay, to start any project, there may be some amount, that is 1.5 to 2% is required for work charge establishment. That is tools and plant. As we know that for construction work in a very precise manner and in time bounded work, we need very good amount of tools and plant, that is machinery. Use a special type of tools and plant like concrete mixer, batching plant, WMM plant, etc. may be required for the efficient execution of the large project. To cost such expenses, 1 to 1.5% of the estimated cost is allocated under the head tools and plant. Day work. During the execution of the project, there may be a certain type of work for which the actual quantities of labor required is find out too difficult. For example, fine architectural work and drawing in a wall, the payment towards such item are made on the basis of the actual number of days, actual quantity of the material required. Such work are known as day work. Then next 7 is sub-work. A large project may consist of several independent small work. Such small work are known as sub-work. For example, setting of a university may contain the construction of administrative building, classroom, faculty, chambers, hostels, faculty residence. Estimation for each of the such work are done separately and account to the expenditure kept sub work wise. That is to run any task, some sub tasks also required. So with example, that is the construction of the university that are discussed very well in this. Number 8, that is deposit work. The construction or repair work whose cost is made through government fund but through some non-government source is called deposit work. The cost is deposited in a cash or placed at disposal of the divisional office. The work executed for municipalities or other bodies fall under the category. Next, number 9 is provisional quantities. During the preparation of an estimate, it is appre- it is apprehended that additional quantities against some item may be required due to the variation of site conditions. Then those quantities are estimated separately from the dimension of the drawing and are kept separately in the estimate under the heading provisional quantities. That is, next is a provisional sum. While preparing the estimate, some amount is provided for item whose detail regarding cost or specification are unknown during the preparation. For example, The cost and specification for a lift may be unknown during the estimation for the building. Such amount are known as provisional sum. However, payment for these provisional items are done as per the actual rate. That is whatever the actual market rate. Next, 11 is a prime cost. Prime cost is the purchase cost of an article at a show. Prime cost is generally referred to the supply of a particular article and not carrying out of work. The prime cost include the cost for the carriage but exclude the cost of fixing and fitting. Number 12, actual cost. The actual cost of is comes under expenditure incurred in a completing a work excluding the profit but including other incidental establishment and traveling charges. The amount cost is the cost incurred by the contractor to the complete the project. Okay, so we can say that whatever the amount that is expenditure by the contractor, that is the actual cost. In this case, it not contain his contractor profit. Next, number 13, capital cost. Capital cost is the actual amount incurred in a completing a work. This includes the expenditure incurred in surveying, designing, planning, drawing, cost of the material, equipment, labor, supervision, legal expenses, travel expenses, taxes. Now, in this time is the GST, electricity and water charges, contingency, and any other expense related to the work, but excluding the profit. That is, first, what is the difference between actual cost and the capital cost? As we discussed earlier, that actual cost is the cost of the construction bear by the that is whatever the total expenditure by the contractor. Okay, excluding the profit. In capital cost, all the expenses from the zero to the finishing of the project. That is zero means that is removal of the vegetation, taking NOC of the government, and travel cost. All these things are comes under this capital cost. Same excluding the profit. This is the capital cost. Number 14, work value. This is the total amount provided for all scheduled item of work and an estimate. Thus, work value is the estimated value for the work excluding the amount for the contingency, work chart establishment, tools and plant etc. as per the actual rate. 15, that is quantity affecting in quantity survey. In this heat, work of a similar description are assembled, grouped and transferred from the measurement sheet to the special rolled abstract paper. As we discussed earlier, that is what is the abstract estimate, where they are total and reduced to their specified measurement. Number 16, summary of estimated cost. This is the summation of the abstract of the estimated cost for the different sub-work involved in a project and is drawn up separately. Such a summary page prepared when a project contains a different sub-work. General abstract of the cost. This is the summarization of the abstract of the cost of a several individual item of sub-work or work as a whole, like cost of land, artwork, bridges, pavement, retaining wall, etc. required to complete a road project. The amount required for the contingency, work charge establishment, tools and plant maintenance are added on a percentage basis to the general abstract of the cost. 1.5 Bill of quantities. Number 18, that is bill of quantities. This is defined as the list of brief description and estimated quantity. This list is a tabular form. All the item of work involved in a connection with the estimate for a project were described corresponding quantity, unit rate and amount column. The column indicating unit rate and amount are kept blank. BOQ is provided in a tender form for item rate tenders. Contractor put up their own competitive rates and calculate the total to the offer this their estimate amount to the complete the work. The BOQ also are required to calculate the quantities of the different material required to the project. So we will end here. Next lecture we will discuss principle of measurement. So you will discuss among your friends